Self-learning isn't optional, it's survival. Online learning platforms. Each of them have a different personality. I've researched them and I've tested a few of them that I think make sense. And today I'll give you a real breakdown, what they're like, who they are for, and what it actually feels like learning on them. Hi everyone, I'm Ilan. I'm a working professional just like many of you, and I've spent years figuring out how to stay relevant while the workplace changes faster than ever. Today we're going to talk about something that's almost become essential in a professional's life: online learning platforms. There are so many out there. If you just Google, you see a list of options: says Coursera, EDX, MasterClass, Udemy, LinkedIn, and so many more. Each of them have a different personality. I've researched them and I've tested a few of them that I think make sense. I've tested them taking courses on the areas that I know pretty well and also on the areas that are new to me, so I get a feeling of how it is when you learn something new. And today I'll give you a real breakdown, what they're like, who they are for, and what it actually feels like learning on them. A quick reality check. According to World Economic Forum's latest Future of Jobs report, 39% of today's skills will be outdated in 5 years, and over 1 billion people will need to reskill. And all that reskilling is not going to come from your employer. That's just not a number, it's happening right now. Roles are disappearing, AI is automating tasks, new skills are in demand. I have been through it myself. Tools I relied on became irrelevant, jobs that I thought were stable shifted overnight, and many of the jobs that I started my career with over 20 years ago, they don't even exist anymore. The one thing I've learned is self-learning isn't optional, it's survival. So let's walk through the platforms. Think of this like a personality test for an online learning. Each one has its quirks, strengths, and weak spots, and I'll share my real experiences with them. First up, Skillshare. What is Skillshare's personality? It's stop watching, start making. Skillshare is designed around projects, in my view. You don't just watch lectures, you actually make something. It could be a logo, a blog post, a short video, or a new productivity app. Doesn't matter. I've learned SEO. I paid for very expensive courses to learn it, and I relearned SEO with Skillshare. I took a few courses. I didn't want theory. I wanted something practical. The course that I took was good enough, and I also found a few other courses on the same topic that made me think, wow, this is good value for money. If you don't get one course that's not meeting your expectations, it's probably another one that's even better than this. Okay, what do I like about Skillshare? It's perfect for creative and practical skills, design, writing, video editing, and so on. The courses are short, between 30 and 90 minutes. Some of them are a bit longer, some of them shorter, but it's made into modules that are between 10-12 minutes, so you can watch it in one sitting, and you could probably take one chapter every day if that's all you have time for. This community, there's a built-in accountability layer. You are expected to upload your projects. You get peer feedback. Sometimes the course trainers also tend to give you feedback. You actually see what other learners are doing while you do your thing. Weakness: it's not ideal for academic or technical skills. You won't find data science 101 kind of courses here. That said, it's changing. I do see more and more tech stuff coming into Skillshare. So if you watch this review maybe a year later, I might be saying something else. The quality of courses can vary. Some are really good and some may not be to your liking. The threshold of being a trainer on Skillshare is not very high, so you do get courses that may not meet your expectations. What I like about Skillshare is the pricing. So if you pay annually, it costs about $8 a month. If you pay monthly, it can be more expensive, around $25 to $30, depending on when you buy it and if you get it on a discount or so. So you pay monthly subscription and you get access to all the courses there. So it's some of the other platforms that we'll talk about don't operate on this model. So you pay once for the subscription per month or per year, and then you get free access to all the courses. What I also like about Skillshare is that it offers a trial period, so you can use the links in the description to try Skillshare, and if you like it, then pay annually, because it's way cheaper to pay annually than to pay monthly, and you don't have to pay for a month to try it. It's free. So in a way, I don't think the monthly subscriptions make sense. Take the free trial. If you like it, pay annually. So who is Skillshare for? It's for somebody who learns best by doing, or if you just want to pick up a new creative skill that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, Skillshare is the place for you. Now, MasterClass. MasterClass is less about step-by-step learning and more about ideas, strategy, and inspiration. Imagine learning filmmaking from James Cameron, who has 2 films in the top 5 of all time, or Mark Cuban, who's a billionaire, and he teaches you how to build a business. Gordon Ramsay teaching you how to cook. These are the kind of personalities that teach you on MasterClass. I'll be honest, when I first tried MasterClass, I thought this is more entertainment than education. But after a few courses, I realized the real value isn't copying exactly what they do, it's understanding how the best in the world think. So when I watched Mark Cuban explaining how he was building a sports team, how he was working on the pricing, it doesn't give you a step-by-step approach on how you can become a billionaire, but it does tell you how a billionaire approaches an opportunity that you would miss otherwise. So who is MasterClass for? It's for professionals who like to get a front row seat with world experts. The threshold to be a trainer on MasterClass is pretty high. It literally means you are in the top 10 of your field, whatever field that may be. The course style is beautiful. It's like watching a Netflix documentary. It's not like watching a video like this where it's just a talking head. It's a great alternative to doom scrolling. So if you're on Instagram and if you feel like, well, maybe I should learn something, you're more likely to go into MasterClass than any other platform. Community is really limited. I mean, you have some sort of shared commentary about what's happening, but it's pretty much you on your own and the trainer talking to you, more like a one-way conversation. The pricing is between $90 to $180. So there are 2 pricing plans or sets of plans. One, I don't know if it exists now, is you can just pay for one course around $80 or $90 and then you get access to only that course. The alternate is you pay for the entire platform and you get access to all courses. Within the pricing structure for paying for all the courses is multiple tiers, and I would recommend choose the cheapest option because it's more based on how many devices you can use it on. I took the most basic option and it was fine for me. I personally did not see the value in having to pay extra for multiple screens, and actually it didn't stop me either because you could just always use Chrome or any other browser instead of using the native app if that's what you want. And there are so many technologies available for you to go into multiple screens. If you want inspiration and perspective from world-class talent, MasterClass is unbeatable. There's nothing that's even remotely close to MasterClass. Don't expect any hands-on projects or certificates. I've recently seen MasterClasses introducing certificates, but I would also say it's making you happy, but it's really not recognized by an industry. So certificates are coming, but it's not something that you can put on your CV. But I strongly recommend MasterClass even if you don't get deep skills, because in life maybe it's not the deep skills you need sometimes, it's just the opening of the mind that you need, and MasterClass is pretty good at it. Next, Coursera. Coursera is where you go for career credentials. This is where you get certificates that you can put on your CV and in LinkedIn. It partners with universities like Stanford and institutions like Google and Microsoft. You can take everything from free short courses to full master's degree. What I found particularly appealing is Coursera's collaboration with major industry players like Google and Microsoft, which brings additional value to the table. So for instance, Coursera offers a 50% discount on certifications such as the DP 900, Microsoft Azure Data Fundamentals. It's recognized by the industry and can help you advance your career, and it's also cheaper when you do it with Coursera. So who is it for? Coursera is great for professionals aiming for career development by learning and also displaying the learning on their profiles. The courses are very structured, academic, and often with deadlines and peer reviews. It might feel like you're back in school, but probably that's also the point. The community is stronger than on most platforms. There are discussion forums, graded assignments, and peer reviews quite often. Pricing varies depending on the course. Most courses are free to audit, which means you can get access to the course content for free. So I do like that. If you just want to learn, you can. But if you want a certificate to show that learning, then you would have to pay for it and get assessed, of course. While the professional certificates and degrees can get expensive, they are usually way cheaper than actually doing it in a real college or a training center next to you. If your goal is career growth or getting credentials that employers recognize, Coursera should be pretty high on your list. Next on the list is Udemy. Udemy is huge. The last time I checked, it had over 200,000 courses. The good news, whatever you want to learn, it's probably there in Udemy. The bad news is finding the good stuff. The quality of the courses vary from absolute gem to a snooze fest. You get a combination of a subscription plus pay per course model. The numbers constantly change, but as of now, about 10% of the courses on Udemy are available via the subscription, and the 90%, it's typically either free or pay per course. The pricing swings wildly between a few dollars to a few $100 depending on the course. The course style varies a lot. Some are 30 minutes, some are 30 hours, and everything in between. It depends on the course. What I found challenging with Udemy was this. You cannot know the course quality before you take the course. So read the reviews carefully, and some reviews seemed too good to be true. And after you've paid, it's harder to get a refund. I'm not saying it's possible, it's just harder. So a pro tip, always Google the instructor before you buy the course. That way, you know if they actually have the experience you're paying to learn from. Who is Udemy for? It's perfect for self-starters who know exactly what they want to learn. The community is limited. Some instructors build active Q&A boards, but it depends on the course. The pricing is, as I said before, you pay per course for about 90% of them, and the other 10% you pay on subscription. But I've also found that Udemy has sales quite often, so the price of the courses typically, if they're priced at $100, you could get them at $20 if you just wait for the right timing. So Udemy is best for affordable, flexible, and lifetime access to skills that you want on demand. The next on list is EDX. EDX is similar to Coursera, but feels way more academic. It was founded by people from Harvard and MIT, and you will find a lot of university level courses here. The main focus is on business and tech. Think of it as a place for some serious learning. If you're looking for subjects like computer science or engineering, EDX is amazing. Some of its MicroMasters program are even transferable into actual degrees. The downside, it's not as flexible or fun as Skillshare or Udemy or even MasterClass, but if you want to deep dive and get credentials that really matter, EDX delivers. The credentials from EDX are either university-like or from the universities themselves, so it's pretty good. Many courses are free to audit, which means you can access the course content for free. So if you just want to learn, you can do it. You just don't get the certificate for it. The certification cost and quite a lot, often in thousands of dollars. That said, if you just want to learn, the platform is open, which is admirable. But if you do want the certification, it is expensive, but it is way cheaper than doing it from an actual university. So who is EDX for? It's for the same audience as Coursera, but probably more serious learning. And the next on the list is LinkedIn Learning. This one is all about professional skills, business, leadership, technology, communication, basically anything that fits into a career path. I like that the course is tied directly into your LinkedIn profile. So if you take a course, click a few buttons, it shows up on your LinkedIn profile practically instantly. Recruiters, your employers, your future employers will know that you're doing something that enhances your skills. The pricing depends on your LinkedIn premium subscription. If you are a premium member, then you have access to most of the courses on LinkedIn Learning via your premium subscription. The quality of courses vary. They're generally somewhere between average to great. The topics that I chose, I found they were average. They were more like from influencers rather than actual professionals. But I also found courses that were from actual professionals with decades of experience in their chosen domain. So again, watch out, do a little bit of Googling on the trainer itself before you start watching something. The certificates are not as recognized as the ones from Coursera or EDX. Those are university level certifications. What you get on LinkedIn is more like a pat on the back to say you did it. Your colleagues might like it, your employers might like it, but it's again something that you do online in your spare time, and people know that the effort that you've put in is probably not the same as the ones that you would, from EDX or Coursera. So it's a pat on the back, but it's better than nothing. Like I said, it's the last on my list, but if you Google, there are many more. But I think from the perspective of a professional who wants to upskill either seriously or casually, these are my top 6 picks. Of course, there's a lot more, and there are platforms that are focused in 1 or 2 or 3 niche areas that I will cover them later in a different video. So which one is right for you? Skillshare, it's great for hands-on projects, creative skills. These are generally skills that you can learn today and earn tomorrow. MasterClass is for inspiration and perspective from world-class experts. Coursera is for career credentials and professional certificates, the same as EDX, for academic depth and university-level programs and certifications. Udemy is for affordable and flexible and lifetime access to skills. LinkedIn Learning is for career-focused professional growth and also for professional social media updates. Your choice depends on your goals, learning styles, and your budget. Honestly, I use more than one. Skillshare when I want to just learn and create, Coursera when I want credentials, and LinkedIn Learning when I want to sharpen my workplace skills. At the end of the day, the best investment that you can make is in yourself. Whether you're a student or a parent or a professional, keep learning. It's the only way to stay ahead. I've left all the links of these platforms in the description below, so check them out. If you found this useful, hit the like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. Which platform have you tried and what's been your experience? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.